hello. We are very much getting stuck into this third season here in our Maserati F1 Manager Series 2027. Fourth race of the season coming up in Bahrain in today's episode, and only a 19 race season. So near enough after this one, a quarter of the way through this season. And as I mentioned, I think in the season opener during Australian qualifying, and if you did miss that, we're doing no sprint races this year. So it is just 19 full races. Reason for that is the sprints never provided too much, dragged out the episodes a bit as well, so it was a lot of work for not really much showing on those sprints. So no sprints this year, 19 full races, and the next one, fourth race of the season, will be Bahrain. We've got 25 days till we get there, so let's see what we need to do off track before getting stuck in to that one. As always, before that, all that good stuff, if you can, if you're not already, do subscribe. Please do like the video and get involved down below in the comments. First of all, we're trying to sign Alex Dunn as a reserve driver, and he's made a counter offer. So let's have a look at that. So affiliate, 3 seasons, start date next season. Would like that to be a 2 times multiplier. Let's try that, see if that can get that one over the line. Right, so 25 days till Bahrain. What about our designs? We've got a couple of designs that will be finished, actually 3. We'll probably be able to manufacture a couple of those. Latest driver development update then, and we did see at the end, I think, of Australia, the first race of the season, Kimi Antonelli went up from 84 overall to 85. He's staying at 85, but his control and adaptability is going up, so improving all the time. Colapinto's still at 80, but is cornering now from 73 to 74. He's quite a balanced driver, though, if you notice. So, pretty good there for Colapinto. To be fair, Kimi Antonelli is just strong, isn't he? The only thing that's his struggle is control, which he has improved this month. Okay, pit crew training for the month of April then. And again, we're going heavy on reducing the estimated pit stop time. Only 1 race this month in Bahrain, so we are going to reduce the estimated pit stop time. The average time of our stops should now be a 2.054, so we should be seeing a few sub 2 second stops in the coming races. Chance of mistake we'll look at on the cumulative tab. Car building we're not too bothered about, but the stats, we are improving slightly those as well. So getting really good with this pit crew. Cumulative tab, as I say, always the same with us. In Bahrain, we'll just creep over to tired. 35%, chance of mistake, 8%. So we're happy with that. Alex Dunn has made another counter offer. All right, let's go with that. Hopefully that's going to be enough to seal this signing of Alex Dunn as an affiliate. And we've also got our regulation vote. So this is for minor technical changes in 2028. And it's either high speed changes or low. And actually the low speed will affect 8 elements. High will affect 7. So I'm going to go high. Sponsor engagement, it's been achieved. And that's given us $3.6 million and 1.4 from mandatory activities. So that's $5 million. $60 million we're at the moment. Front wing extended. No, let's pay some overtime. We don't want to extend. We wouldn't normally do this. Well, we wouldn't have done it in year 1. Probably not in year 2, but we have got lots of cash in year 3. So we'll pay for the overtime there. And sponsor plan for this month, as always, we're looking at these negative effects. And we don't want pit crew fatigue. Scout size. Not too bothered about that. It's quite heavy, the sponsorship we have to do for this year, which is a bit frustrating, but it is what it is. Crew fatigue, no. Weather facility. I think that it's a 6-week plan. What are the races? We're not going to get rain, are we, in Bahrain or Jeddah? So I think we could actually get away with that this time. We don't usually do the weather one. Head of aero, fuel advert. Yeah, we can do that. Design center, no. School event, yeah, and that should lock in everything we need to do for this one. Okay, underfloor is completed. We've got 13 days. We do rushed, we can get 2 of those. So let's get that underfloor underway. That opens up another design slot. When is the next ATR period? 23 days. We're going to wait for that next ATR period now. And the research period has begun. Here we go then. Regulation vote results. And it is going to be in favour of the high speed, which we voted for. It was 6-5 was the vote. Red Bull, Mercedes, Alpine, Kick Sauber, Aston Martin, Maserati voting for. high speed, RB, Haas, Williams, McLaren, Ferrari voted for low speed change. So next year, be a slight, it's going to be a minor technical change, not too much at all. It's just going to be front wing and rear wing, so that is easy to achieve. Oh, Alex Dunn, he's being a bit picky, isn't he? Right, he's made another counter offer. I want that 2% breakout multiplier. Let's just give him a bit more signing on. Let's go for that. Hopefully, we're going to get this one done. Right, new chassis is completed. Well, that's going to take 10 days. I don't really... Yeah, we'll be looking at emergency, which is 2.2. So we'll just do normal on the chassis. So we won't get the chassis on for this race. Okay, our CFD simulator now at level 2. So you can see we've got a... Each time you upgrade, gives you an increase to certain things like airflow middle, downforce, drag reduction, DRS. So we've had a boost to that with that upgrade. Oh, Brian Bosley, love to see it. He's gone from 89 to 90 overall. Right, front wing is completed. Got 2 days until we get to Bahrain. So what we can do, we'll do one emergency because there's not as much for the front wing. And then what we can do is we can do one rushed. And then we'll do some normal. So we will have a new front wing and underfloor on the car for Bahrain. And then a couple more coming for the next race in Jeddah. Okay, so let's get the front wing on both cars now. Then the new front wing and a new underfloor. So 2 new parts for this race. Let's set our race targets. 18th for higher as always. 18th for higher. And I'll join you once we reach quali. Practice completed then. And perfect for Kimi Antonelli. 100% on car setup. Close for Colapinto. 95%. But they both got high driver confidence. Even so, with a little bit of lower car parts knowledge. With 2 new car parts. The front wing and underfloor. Is that going to be enough to take the fight to Max Verstappen? Let's have a look then as we start Q1. Antonelli then on his flying lap here in Q1 has had a spin. He's lit up the rears there. And I don't know if that would have slowed his teammate probably there as well. So not great. Might have to go back out with both drivers. Wait and see on that.
Mate, I f***ed up.
What is going on? Antonelli, we should have brought him in anyway, but he's locked up as well.
It's all at the final corner.
Say we should have just probably brought him in, but
Struggling with the car, and they'll need to be mindful of the...
Well, hopefully he's getting these mistakes out of the way now, Kimi. Okay, coming towards the end of Q1. We kept Colapinto in the garage. I think he's safe. Yeah, he should be safe. Antonelli back out, though. He's going quicker after that spin and lockup. So hopefully he's going to set a lap that's good enough to get through to Q2 here. Piastri and Leclerc still in the drop zone at the moment. Yeah, Colapinto is safely through. Antonelli, though. Bit of pressure on him, but hopefully this can be enough for Q2 then. Leclerc just survives, but Antonelli can put him back in the drop zone, and he does. Antonelli to P5. Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari is going to be out. What about Oscar Piastri in the McLaren? Lando Norris has got it into P8. These McLarens have struggled in qualifying so far this year. Piastri has got enough to get through. Yes, he has. So Leclerc is knocked out in Q1 in a Ferrari. Second flying runs in Q2, and a bit of problems here really for Franco Colapinto. He's in the drop zone. He's not improved in that first sector. It's a 26.5, 26.4, not too far off Antonelli. 39.5 middle sector, has improved in the middle sector. It's only, I mean, a 10th would take him into the top 10. So he's not got to find much here, Colapinto. 39.5 for Kimi. Colapinto's time doesn't look too bad. But he's got to find a 10th. And he does. He goes into P9. Drops to P10. Bortoleto could deny him. Antonelli's going to be safely through anyway. What about Bortoleto then? Is Colapinto going to go through? Is Bortoleto going to jump him? He does. Gabriel Bortoleto puts it into P8. And disappointingly then for Colapinto, ends up in P11. Piastri's out in the McLaren. Norris just survives. And Colapinto was only 2 tenths, well, 2 tenths quite a bit to his teammate, to be fair. half a tenth, well actually, 1/100th of a second would have found him into Q3. So Colapinto out. We're into Q3 with Kimi. Here we go then, our final run in Q3 set of time again on a scrub set of tyres. Verstappen, no surprise, is currently on provisional pole. Ollie Behrman though, just under a tenth of a second behind him. They're on in-lap, so they've finished. And Norris has finished, Bortoletto. So there's only 5 or so on a hot lap here. One of which is Kimi Antonelli, but no purple sector. He's only a tenth though off Verstappen, and he has gone green through this first sector. If we get green sectors here, we could be getting a little bit excited, but let's wait and see. He's half a tenth behind Ben.
Yeah, we know.
1.2 off Verstappen. Traffic though, I don't think that's caused any issue, although it came over the radio. We'll wait and see what this second sector time is. Will it be green? We're hoping for some green. Ah, the Williams. That's Albon, and that's tactical. That was tactical, surely. Alex Albon. That's a penalty. Not that they happen in the game, but that would be a penalty actually in Formula 1. Albon, finishing 10th, has just done a number on us to secure P2 for Ollie Behrman. Yes, indeed. We don't go quicker. So Ollie Behrman, thanks to Albon's dirty tactics there, is going to start P2 in a Williams, but it's Verstappen again on pole. It's P3 for Antonelli. We can do good work from there, though, I'm sure. It's very tight, though, isn't it? Just 2 tenths between the top 8, so this is going to be a tight old race. Full classification then, Max on pole. As we said, Ollie Behrman in that Williams in P2, Albon all but securing that for him because he held up Kimi Antonelli in P3. We don't know what that second or final sector would have been without that, though. So P3 for Kimi, P4 for Lawson. Then we've got Carlos Sainz 5th in the Aston, Lando Norris 6th, George Russell 7th, Bortoletto 8th, but taking a penalty, Gasly 9th, and Albon rounds out the top 10. Let's have a look at strategy then before getting this one underway. Here we go then. It's going to be a 2-stopper for both drivers, and it's going to be the same. We're going soft, medium, soft. Slightly different on the first stint, though. I'm going to go quite aggressive with Colapinto. Going to stop around lap 16, hoping for an undercut because he's starting P10. I think the pack is going to be very close. So going for an undercut. Kimi Antonelli, we're going to stop a few laps later at lap 19, then the same onto the mediums. He's going to be aggressive on the softs at the end, where Colapinto is going to go a little bit longer on that final stint. So let's see how we go then. Kimi Antonelli starts P3, Colapinto P10. Can Kimi take the fight to Max Verstappen?
The Bahrain Grand Prix.
Here we go then. It's going to be Max Verstappen on pole. He's dominating in 2027. It's Ollie Behrman in a Williams in P2, and we start P3 and P10. With Antonelli, who's getting the jump on Ollie Behrman. Behrman looks to have a poor start in the Williams. Behrman started P2. He might be P4 after this first corner. He's fighting away with Carlos Sainz, who's in the Aston Martin here in 2027. But looks like Behrman gets through. So Antonelli gets the jump on Behrman. So Antonelli straight into P2 and on the rear wing of Max Verstappen. Looks like Colapinto's lost a position early on there. Tyres, the top 11, apart from Behrman, on the medium. So that's why, on the soft, sorry, Behrman on the medium. So perhaps that's why Behrman was a little bit slow getting off the grid there. Antonelli already trying to give some pressure to Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen has won 3 from 3 in this opening 3 races in 2027. So let's see if we can give him a bit of a battle today. Soren, hello buddy, how's it going? Hope you're well. Colapinto. The grid was very tightly packed in qualifying. There's a couple of attempts between, I think, 1st to 8th, so I'm expecting it to be pretty congested over these opening laps, although Max Verstappen and Antonelli look like they don't want to wait around too long, as Antonelli on the inside of the final corner, and he's going to make the move on Max Verstappen to lead this race in Bahrain, but Max is going to get the toe on the start-finish straight to try and reclaim P1. No DRS, it will now be enabled. And Max Verstappen back on the inside, he is going to take that position. And Ollie Behrman is starting to close back up, so we momentarily pulled away. Now the DRS is open. Behrman didn't get DRS. Colapinto looks like he has had a move done back there. He's up to P10 again. Antonelli's got DRS on Max Verstappen. Too far back, maybe not. He's having a look again on the inside of Max. Max saw him coming though, plenty of room left as they're side by side. Max should have this though on this right-hander. And Kimi Antonelli is trying, and it's round the outside. Great traction round there. But ideally, we probably would have been better off waiting because Max is now going to get the DRS on that start-finish straight again.
Okay, good job there.
Try to increase the lift off.
And Max swings round the outside, so he's already past us. This is going to be problematic for us here. No. Yeah, it's because Max does get the DRS, so we've got nothing to defend against. Ollie Behrman with...
Try to recover your previous rhythm that was looking fine.
Ollie Behrman on our inside. He's come back into it on those mediums. Actually having a good start to this race is Behrman, and he takes us. And we're back to where we started, P3. So Max having to go very defensive on Ollie Behrman, who's in the Williams this year. And he's nearly taking the lead of this race on that medium tyre. The Williams has had great pace in qualifying. They've obviously bought an upgrade here to Bahrain. We are in 2027, and Ollie Behrman leads a race. And Colapinto's going back down to P11. And Max Verstappen might be down to P3. It's all kicking off here. And we've now got the DRS on Behrman. But we can't make the move. As I say, I thought this was going to be congested, and we've now got a DRS train from Behrman down to Perez, 1st to 14th. The grid is tightly packed here in 2027. So Lewis Hamilton, thanks for the follow. Hope you're well. Colapinto finds himself down in P12. Our DRS is not very good, so when we're in a DRS train, it's not great. Our car works better when we've got clean air. You go, DRS open again. We look very close to Behrman. This is another good opportunity then to take the lead of this race in Bahrain, and Kimi Antonelli leads again. But as I say, the DRS is from 1st place to 14th. This is a heavy DRS train. I did say it's probably going to be tight in the back, and it is. So an undercut could be very beneficial. It's 7 seconds from 1st to 14th after 5 laps here. So we're going to go with the undercut of Colapinto, and that could easily give you 5, 6, 7 positions, even more if they don't pit quite close to your undercut. So Colapinto's not out of this. As Behrman challenging again for the lead of the race, he will get 2 doses of that DRS. As Colapinto still fighting down there in 12th and 13th. Behrman, DRS, is he going to make the move? Yes, he is. So Behrman back into lead. This fight continues. Ooh, we got very compromised on entry there. We will get DRS again. And we're going to send out the inside yet again of the Williams. Behrman holding on to it this time, it looks like. I'm more than happy for him to do that, because I'd like to get DRS on the start-finish straight here.
Do your best, man.
But yeah, Colapinto is just struggling a little bit more in qualifying, I'd say, and that's compromising the early phase of his race. Oh, Antonelli's compromised, and Max Verstappen swings past, and we're very slow on exit there. That could cost us with Sainz and Russell looming behind us as well. We've really lost out there to Verstappen, who's got a great chance now to get back into 1st place. And Antonelli's a little bit compromised again on the inside. Verstappen looks like he's passed Behrman for the lead. Colapinto back past Gasly, so still around that 11th, 12th place.
Okay, copy.
So if you're jumping in the stream, please do me a favour, smash that like button. Super appreciated, really helps me out. Oh, Antonelli! No! Antonelli! He's going to go to the back of the grid here.
Things were all right here.
Antonelli, he's lit up the
That's it,
rears.
that's the spin. And ultimately, just unable to bring the car under control.
What can we say, chat? He's going to go from third to about last here. Well, now it's about a recovery drive. He's 14th. He's bogged down. Antonelli, he's had a few mistakes this year. His pace, his raw pace is quicker than Colapinto, but he's having a lot of mistakes. And Antonelli has lost 12 positions. And now he's in recovery mode. Oh, what an absolute nightmare. So we turn our attentions back to Franco Colapinto here. Antonelli is going to have to go aggressive. I can't believe that, chap. Oh dear, Antonelli, what are you doing? But let's look at Franco Colapinto then. He's working his way back to the points. Currently overtaking Yuki Tsunoda, who drives for the Audi team here in 2027. Right, Colapinto up to P10. We're going to go for an aggressive undercut. Might have to do the same with Kimi Antonelli as well. We'll wait and see on that. Yeah, we could try something like this. I think we just try something a bit mad here because we're nowhere now. So if we get Kimi in next lap, let's just get some clean air for both our drivers.
Box.
So we're going to switch Kimi over to a free stop. I don't think it's really going to work around here, but he's bogged down in 15th. Colapinto P10. He's going to stay on the two-stopper, but he's going to go for an aggressive undercut. And we'll see where we go. Verstappen still leads the race, but Behrman has stayed with him, to be fair. It's now 3 seconds to Russell. Albon in the second, Williams in fourth. So that Williams has got some real pace around here today. Williams looking good for a really good result, but I'd say the pack is still tightly congested. Right, Colapinto looks like he's trying to make another move here, this time on Gabriele Bortoleto, who's in a Mercedes here in 2027. It's up to P9 now. Antonelli, though, is coming in then, so we're trying a free stopper. Not sure it's going to work, but let's have a look. So Leclerc sets the fastest lap of the race. That Ferrari, though, in P14. Can we get a good clean stop at least for Kimi? 2.2, we'll take that. And he should be coming out behind both these Haas drivers. But it will be clean air now for Kimi. And a chance to use some pace in the car if we've got it. So let's have a look. He's quite a bit off the tail, so that's actually quite good because, yeah, 7 seconds. That gives us a nice bit of clean air here. Right, we'll get Franco in as well, as he's looking to make a move, though, on one of the McLarens, perhaps. Franco growing into this race, but can't quite make that work on Lando Norris. Those McLarens, again, qualified poor, but again, they're up to 7th and 8th. They've got very good race pace. Here we go, just had a 2.2 second stop for his teammate Antonelli. What can we do for Kimi? As Bortoleto stops, that's not what we want. We do not want to be dragging cars around. 2 second stop, that's very nice. Oh, and he's delayed, yes! Thank you. We needed that. Because that's going to be a nice gap now. And here's Maloney, Colapinto's ex-teammate. And he's going to be passing. What about Ocon? We'll just be out in front of Ocon here. Let's get these tyres up to temp. Use a bit of the battery. So Colapinto and Bortoleto looks like they have triggered a few pit stops. Norris, though, looks like he's going to get the jump on Colapinto. Colapinto, the undercut not working on Lando there, it looks like.
Good job.
I think he's further off Lando, if anything, there. Antonelli's got past Ocon. Is that just because Ocon's come into the pits? No, he was actually overtaking him and then Ocon went into the pits. Right, Magson and Hadjar into the pits. Yeah, tyre temps are hot. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that, Noah.
Try to go down as much as possible. Copy.
Colapinto on Maloney, his old teammate then. And this should be easy work because Maloney has not stopped yet. And we get the DRS to pull away. Did Antonelli clear Maloney, Magson, Hadjar? Yes, he did. Right, so Colapinto moves to P13. The only driver that's stopped and is ahead of him is Norris. So there's still a few more moves to be had here. Colapinto now on Mick Schumacher. He's got to make this one work very quickly as well. And there we go. We're through. Noah, sorry, bro. I have to go follow you so I can come back. No worries, Noah. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you have a good Friday, buddy. Colapinto, P12 then. Ramona, thanks for the gifts. Much appreciated. Yes, we set the fastest lap of the race. All right, Antonelli has Perez and Stroll now in. Stroll made his stop, he has, so Colapinto will be past these two. Giving this as Albon, Piastri and Lawson all into the pits. Bortoletto does get the position, but he's used 8% more tyre life than us. There's Albon, there's Lawson, there's Piastri, so Albon will be the first one out here. It's looking good for him to stay ahead of Colapinto, isn't it? Yeah, he is. We should be ahead of Piastri. Just about. Colapinto continues to fight Bortoletto. We did clear Piastri and Lawson, but Albon has got the jump on us there. And where's Antonelli? Still behind Sainz, he's behind Lawson, Piastri, so I think this is going to be a hard, long old race for us here today. Colapinto, let's have a final push to try and get into the DRS. Russell is stopping now. And Behrman. So 2 of the 3 race leaders coming into the pits at the end of this lap. I really need us to push into Albon's DRS. And I think we're just about going to get there. Got a yellow flag. Oh, it looks to be Maloney and Pourchaire. Here comes Russell out of the pits. He's going to clear Colapinto.
There's been a crash.
So is Behrman. Let's have a look at this incident, though. Pourchaire and Zane Maloney right at the back. Oh, they just... Yeah. It's a bit of a love tap between them and an Audi getting stuck behind all of that. I think that must have been Yuki Tsunoda after pitting. No, it was actually Stroll, so I'm completely wrong on that. Right, Behrman comes out. Is he going to jump his teammate? Yes, he is. And Colapinto did reach Alex Albon then, so... Let's see if we can get past Albon here.
It's just a lot of confidence.
Sainz gets Antonelli, but Colapinto
No problem.
round the outside
Gasly
of Alex
behind,
Albon. As Teo Pourchaire is getting a penalty for that incident with Zane Maloney. Albon staying in this fight with Colapinto, but Colapinto is back into the top 5 of this race, or is into the top 5 for this race for the first time. How far can we go here? Behrman's on a fresh sauce at 90%. Is that a lock-up behind us there? Albon sending it, and I think he'll get the DRS to pull away. Unfortunately, he will. So we might have threat from behind here, because Lawson's got DRS. We've got nothing to defend with. He looks a little bit too far back, thankfully. Look, Bortoletto got a good little exit there. Antonelli, is he going to get close enough? DRS. We're having a look. Yes, we do make the move on the inside then. So Antonelli up to P9. Can we close up to Lawson and Piastri? It's now 4 seconds to those. So Bortoletto may be saving a bit of tyre life. Not quite sure. So Colapinto is going to retain DRS on Oscar Piastri here. So yeah, he's got better tyres, Colapinto, than all of the top 5 now. He's only 11 seconds off the lead. Colapinto is well and truly in this race. As he goes for the move on Piastri, not quite there. Let's just have a look at this pit stop. 2.1, we like that. We can jump back on board for the second DRS. That's worked lovely.
Exit clear.
But we still can't make the move. So Colapinto stays P6. Antonelli's made his second of 3 stops today. It'd be nice to get out in front of K-Mag here. And ooh, K-Ma's going to have a good speed difference on us here, but hopefully get these tyres up to 10, and that shouldn't be an issue. And we'll jump on board for the final stop of the day then for Franco Colapinto. Can we get a sub 2 second stop? Hopefully I haven't cursed our pit crew there. 2 seconds, lovely stop. Let's just see where we come out. So yeah, we're going to be behind Behrman. Hopefully out in front of Albon would be nice, as that's the quickest pit stop of the day. There's Behrman. Yeah, we're definitely out in front of Albon, so that's nice for Colapinto. He can just bring those tyres up gradually. Here we go, though. This is going to be Kimi Antonelli's final stop of the day. Then 17 laps to go on his softs. Colapinto challenging Behrman now, though. Don't have time to look at the stop, but it is a 2.1 second stop for Antonelli. We're trying to have a look if we can get past Ollie Behrman here. Well, what would be P6, but Behrman has retained DRS and we didn't, so that's not going to quite happen there. Right, where's Antonelli come out? 6th stop of the day. Yeah, the tyre delta isn't great on some of these, but let's see.
At the moment we have P15.
P15 for Antonelli. And how far is he off the points? 8 seconds. That's doable. Antonelli can get back to the points here. That's definitely doable. Lawson 71. Yeah, these are all... Everyone's going to the end now. So we've got to make some overtakes. And that's got to start here, really, on Behrman. And Colapinto is going to send it on Ollie Behrman. He's through into P6. Now we must push a bit of the battery because we want to be in Lawson's DRS. Julia Wise, Russell and Ferrari is Step 1 Manager 24, and we're in 2027, and George Russell drives for Ferrari in this universe. Right, Colapinto just got Behrman then with the DRS. Now he's got a chance on Liam Lawson. This will move him up into the top 5, and then is whether we can chase down the 2 McLarens. Oscar Piastri is 14 seconds off the top 2, so the top 2 looks like that's going to be set in stone. Some sparks. Antonelli's got past Sainz.
Able to take a look here. Heading down the straight, it's certainly inviting. And up into 14th.
Antonelli back into 14th then, and he's 2.9 now of Perez. What's the tyre delta? He's still got a good bit of tyre delta. I think Colapinto's got a great chance here to get into the top 3. Get himself another podium here today. And we might already be getting one of them done, but Lando will actually get the slipstream off his teammate. Can Colapinto be brave later braking into here? Yes, he can. Past Piastri, pushes Piastri wide for good measure. Lando Norris, the next car ahead of us, and we've got DRS on him. Are we going to make the move here? Piastri goes defensive. Oh, that's very slow through there and timid. Let's see if we can get this done now on Oscar Piastri. Using the battery, using DRS.
In front of you, there is
Look to the inside. Now we're going to switch to the outside. It's a longer way round, but Franco Colapinto is going to get the job done. And he's into P3 and a place on the podium. As Antonelli is setting the fastest lap of the race, and he's moving past Pierre Gasly at the same time. And he's also got DRS on Tsunoda, but he's a little bit too far out of reach there. Right, Colapinto, let's just try and break this DRS. Let's get a replay of Kimi Antonelli's move on Gasly then. So Kimi is starting his fight back to the points. Right, Colapinto, let's continue attacking on those tyres. Right, where is Antonelli's? P12. Portoletto's tyres absolutely wrecked. He's got a chance to pick off a few here. Antonelli then having a look, but Portoletto's getting the slipstream off Tsunoda. that's a good exit. The traction much better, but we're pulling out of the slipstream, and that's costing us. Daniel, go for it with Colapinto. Yeah, we're going to leave it a couple of laps, then we're going to have a push with him. Just need his tyre attempts to calm down a bit. This is what's hampering Antonelli now. DRS train. We're going to have to try and do this somewhere unexpected.
Overtake available.
Not that unexpected though, you're not going to get through
I
there.
am trying.
What about here?
Okay,
No.
okay, do your best there.
I've got a chance on the left-hander before the DRS straight. Not this one. The next corner. This left-hander coming up. There it is. That's what we wanted. Perfect for Antonelli. Gets DRS as well. Right, now we've got one of them. We've got a good chance of getting Tsunoda probably on the start-finish straight now.
Very good job with that.
Max has closed back to Russell here, but their tyres are going to be holding on a bit at the end. Colapinto might have a chance at the end. Here comes Antonelli on the inside of Yuki Tsunoda. Back into the top 10, back into the points. How far can he get, though? As Bortoletto has to pit again. I wonder if a few drivers are going to have to pit again.
P10 at the moment.
Antonelli, where realistically can Antonelli get here? 3.6 then to Albon. That's doable. Lawson's tyres might drop off. Antonelli, I don't know where Antonelli could finish anywhere between 4th and 9th here, I think. But right now, he's challenging for P9 on Charles Leclerc. He's on the inside. Leclerc wants to fight it, but Leclerc's out wide. And he has to concede. And Antonelli moves up into P9. Colapinto is now within 9 seconds, though, of the leaders. 7 laps to go, then. He's got good tyre delta. Antonelli's got a chance of getting up to P4 potentially here. That might be a bit of a stretch. Colapinto 6 seconds off the lead. Verstappen's tyres are shot to bits. Verstappen's going to be in real trouble here, chat. Russell will be fine, but Verstappen's going to be really struggling. We should get Verstappen with Colapinto. It should be at least P2 for Colapinto. Will it be P8 now for Kimi Antonelli? Looks to be a little bit too far back, but he's going to send it. He's going to be aggressive as Kimi. And he has to be. There was a contact. There was. Albon makes contact with Kimi Antonelli. No damage to us. Albon picks up damage. I hope we don't get a penalty for that. If anything, it looked to be Albon. This move was done and dusted. It was aggressive. But look, we're well ahead. That's on Albon. That's on Albon. We can't be getting a penalty for that. RS Yale, thanks for the follows. Much appreciated. Right, Antonelli moves into P8 then. Albon picks up some damage because of that. He will still be able to fight us back, though. Yeah, Max Verstappen's tyres are about to drop off the cliff. Investigation. And no penalties given. That's what we want to see. All right, Antonelli, use that pace again. Antonelli, DRS. The Haas has got out of the way. That's opened the door for Liam Lawson, who's also getting low on tyre life. Antonelli, recovery drive is fully underway. He's up to P7 now. Again, these behind us will get DRS on the start-finish straight, so it might take a couple of laps to lose them. Colapinto now within 2.7 of Russell and Verstappen. Colapinto for the win. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit excited, I must admit, because he's got good tyre. Verstappen's tyres are going to drop off the cliff. If he lost the DRS now to Russell, that's going to be it for Verstappen, because he's just maintained it. But once he loses that DRS, that's going to be it for Verstappen. Is he going to try and hang these tyres out to the end? I think he's got to, really. But Verstappen is going to go backwards here. Colapinto, this should be at least P2. We haven't got the greatest of battery with Franco, which is a shame. Franco Colapinto has not won a full race for us. To my knowledge, he's been with Maserati all the way through. Kimi Antonelli got all the wins last year. So this would be mega. I don't quite think we're in the DRS there, were we? Max pits. Max has to concede, and he has to pit. And where is he going to come out? It'll be mighty fast when he comes out, but he's only going to have 5 laps.
Copy.
But Max It hasn't worked. The one-stopper has not worked. Colapinto's into P2. And now he's got to try and chase down George Russell. I don't want to push on these tyres too hard, too quickly. But there is the Ferrari. Max still in the pits. There's Leclerc. He's going to come out in P9 is Max. Well, that's promoted Antonelli to P6. Just trying to do a bit of top up here. What I want to do is try and get the move, pull away and secure a victory for Franco Colapinto here. Mr. Marcia, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Right, here comes Colapinto. Goes aggressive to the inside and Russell has to cover off. It opens up the racing line on the outside. Easy work for Franco Colapinto. And he is through. But George Russell will now get the DRS to try and attack him. Antonelli has DRS. We'll have to see if he gets any moves done because we need to stay with this. As George Russell is going to have a look. Nothing doing through there. Let's see if we can break it now. We'll attack on the tyres. Franco Colapinto leads in Bahrain. But now he's got to break the DRS to George Russell. Antonelli has got past Piastri. We get a replay of that now. Late on the inside. Lovely work from Kimi.
Yes, let's go.
Right, it's all about Franco Colapinto right now. We're trying to break this DRS to George Russell. George down to 36%. He's not going to be able to push that hard, George. And I think this is looking very good. George will get a bit of a slipstream down here, but the gap is 1.2. His DRS is shut. There's no DRS for George Russell. Colapinto is looking very good. What about Kimi Antonelli then? He's arrived on what would be a podium for Kimi Antonelli in the end here. So let's concentrate on him now. The gap to Russell, 2 seconds. It's looking very good for Franco Colapinto. Kimi Antonelli. We can be a little bit patient here because we're not going to reach George Russell. It's now about beating these two drivers. Colapinto, the next championship. Yeah. Antonelli on the outside of the McLaren. That's a long way round. He's forced out a little bit, but he will now get DRS. Kimi Antonelli is past Lando Norris, and this gives him a great chance against Ollie Behrman. Behrman, no DRS to defend himself against. Antonelli then moving through on the inside. And Kimi Antonelli. Oh, and Lando Norris is still there, though. They're nearly 3 wide.
Mod race.
And Lando's still there, but Kimi Antonelli is into P3. Norris now has DRS. No DRS for Antonelli. Can Norris send it on the inside? He has a look, but can't do anything about it. Kimi Antonelli. That is a mega recovery drive. Went for the free stop. We dropped to 15th, changed to a free stop, and he's worked his way back up to P3. And similar with Franco, he now just needs to break this DRS to bring it home. And we will somehow manage our third double podium in a row, but it's been second and third place in China, second and third place in Suzuka, both second places to Kimi. And this time it's not a second and third, it's going to be a P1, P3, and it's going to be Franco Colapinto on the top step. But Franco Colapinto, he's had to play second fiddle a little bit to Antonelli, but Antonelli is prone to mistakes. Colapinto hasn't made any mistakes. He's driven a fantastic race, and Franco Colapinto wins for the first time for Maserati. And his teammate Antonelli had a spin, and he's got Max Verstappen all over him. Max is getting a mighty old toe, but Max is going to run out of time. Kimi Antonelli recovers well from his spin, dropped to around P15, switched to the free stopper, and he claims P3. But it's a first win for Franco. He runs out of fuel, or maybe he's just so excited he doesn't know what to do once he's a winner. But Franco wins it, and it's Kimi Antonelli P3. The championship leader, Max Verstappen, only P4. That is our first win of 2027, and it's a first win for Maserati, for Franco Colapinto, and we see it in all its glory there. Up 9 places as well. Started P10. He's got this thing this year, not qualifying too well, not starting the races too well, but he just grows into them. And what a win that is for Franco. George Russell up 5 for Ferrari for P2. Kimi finished where he starts, but that's not really the story of his race. As I say, that spin went all the way down to P15. Points looked unlikely, but the free stopper worked for him. Max Verstappen tried the one stop. Don't know why Red Bull tried that, but we'll take it. And yeah, that has put him P4 today. Lando Norris 5th. Ollie Behrman, still a good result for Williams, although he started P2, he finishes P6. And these McLarens, they have pace, don't they? On race day, Oscar Piastri up to P7, up 5 places. Albon makes it 2 Williams in the top 10 in 8th. Liam Lawson 9th, he drops 5. And Ferrari showing good pace, I guess, with Russell in 2nd. And Leclerc up 8 places to finish 10th. Let's have a look then what that's done to the Drivers' Championship. And Max Verstappen still leads, and I guess luckily for him, his closest competitor, Antonelli, only finished a place ahead of him. He finished P3, Max P4. Max, normally you'd think, well, why has Max not got 12 points? He's got 13, finished from P4. That's because in 2027, you get a point for the pole position, and Max put it on pole. So every pole you get a point. So that's why Max got 13 this weekend. So Kimi only actually closes within 2 points. The gap is for 31 points, so Max will be happy with that. But this man is very much back in contention after today. Franco Colapinto wins the race, 25 points, gains 10 on Kimi, and only 4 points behind his teammate now, so that is good to see. Franco up to P3. Lando Norris drops to 4th. Russell, good day for him, he doubles his points, and he's up to 5th. Piastri up to 6th. Bortoletto not scoring in the Mercedes. No Mercedes scoring, actually. He's down to 7th. Ollie Behrman also doubling his points. That Williams is doing good things, especially in Bahrain. He's up to 8th. Perez drops to 9th. Tsunoda 10th. As I say, we've had quite a few point scorers early on this year, which I'm liking. And the rest of those are Stroll in 11th. Lawson gets another 2 points, but he's got 5 points this year out of 4 races, where his teammate Verstappen's got 90, so that's hampering them in the constructors. Albon not scoring yet for Williams, so Behrman's actually doing a good job on him, so he gets his first 4 points of the year. Mick Schumacher on 4. Leclerc, though, only another point for Leclerc. He's got 3 points so far this season. Leclerc really struggling in that Ferrari. Gasly 16th, Teo Pourchaire 17th. The rest of the drivers yet to score. Let's have a look at the constructors then, and Maserati have risen to the top. We thought this would happen because really, Red Bull are hampered by only one driver really scoring their points, which is kind of ringing true with real life. But we now lead the constructors, and I'm confident we can win this constructors. The Drivers' Championship is going to be difficult, though, with Max's pace. But we now lead. Red Bull dropped to 2nd. McLaren, not too bad. Only take a point out of Red Bull, though, so they're in 3rd. Good weekend for Ferrari, but as we saw, mainly because of George Russell. Russell getting 18 of their 19 points today. They jumped 2 places from 6th up to 4th. Mercedes don't score, neither do Audi, so they both drop 1 place to 5th and 6th respectively. Williams, very good weekend. They stay in 7th, but they close to the 6th and 5th place teams. RB are in 8th with 4 points. Aston Martin have 2, Alpine have 1, and the only team still yet to score, which looking like it might go on for quite a while, is Haas. Pit stops, we've been dominating the pit stop competition this year, and we get the quickest stop again today with Franco's 2.035 second stop, and Kimi gets the 6th best stop as well. So we are absolutely going to dominate this championship, I feel, this year. So we're out on top in the pit stop competition. As I say, in terms of the race, it was a very good race in the end. Very up and down race. Franco started a bit slow, and the win only really looked on the cards, I think, because of Max's one stop. But I didn't think we'd catch George either. So really good pace from Franco Colapinto. And then Kimi Antonelli, as I say, he looked like he might be able to challenge Max for the win. Had that spin, went to P15. Then points looked unlikely. But the free stopper that we switched to really did work and had a really good pace at the end and gets us a double podium. But it's all about Franco Colapinto. He wins it. Kimi P3, but Franco claims his first win in Maserati. And hopefully we can continue that work as we head to Jeddah in the next one.